What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are back at the Marcus Pointe Golf Club today, going out for a little 9 holes playing worst ball. Tons of fun. No, legitimately, it is fun. It can be punishing, but it's a great form of practice because you have to be extremely consistent, and consistency really is key to scoring well in tournaments. So, great way to practice. Not gonna lie, I am incredibly sore from being in the gym the last few days, and I had a couple too many adult beverages last night, so I'm feeling a little rough. It is not the ideal day to be playing this format, but we're gonna test it out. We're gonna make this hard. So I'm just waiting for the first hole here to clear. Let's have some fun. All right, so first hole, par 4, 356 yards. It's downhill, it's downwind. I love the idea of hitting driver on this hole and getting it down close to the green. The problem is that the green isn't very deep and it slopes away from you. So especially with it being downwind, it's hard to get the ball to stop and get anything close. So recently I've been laying back with my 4-iron, giving myself a wedge in. That's what we're gonna do today. Except that we gotta do it twice. Okay, a little down the left, that wasn't pretty, but it's in play. Let's make sure this one isn't any worse than that. Yeah, that's better. So we're gonna be playing the first one. It's all right, but it's gonna be in the rough. So again, stopping it on the green is gonna be real tough. All right, so left rough, 115 yards, playing 111 down the hill. Again, wind behind me, so I've got lob wedge out, because I really do want to try and get this to stop. Pin's on the left side of the green, just got to get it to go over the bunker. Yeah, simple in theory. That's a really good looking shot. Okay, that is very good. It's got to be about 8 feet, but we got to do it again. This one's drifting a little right. Didn't land as soft. Okay, we are putting. Got probably about 25 feet from the second one. All right, so you see the first one here, second one there. Both actually pretty good shots. First one wasn't as close as I thought. Second one's not as far as I thought. So I'd say we gotta be just outside of 20 feet here. Be a little downhill, should break to the right. It's a little down grain. Stop. Wow. Okay, that was a little quicker than I expected. Let's make sure we don't go any further past with this one. Two pretty good efforts, but of course, this being worst ball, I gotta make both of these now. Okay. Good start. All right, par on the first, we'll take that. Pars are a great score in this format. Birdies, I'm not gonna say they're impossible, but they're hard to come by. All right, second hole, par 5, not long, 470 yards. Goes uphill and big old dog leg to the right. Essentially gotta try and take my drive up over the pines we see here on the corner. Now if I go straight over those pines, I'll go through the fairway, I'll be in the left rough. That's okay, but if I hit a big old fade, we could have a wedge coming in here. So that's what we're gonna try and do. Didn't fade much. It's fine. But hopefully that will be the worst of the two. I'd like to get this one fading a little more. Yeah, just a touch more fade. All right, listen, neither of those are bad. But I mean, I'm trying to slice the damn thing. All right, let's see what we got. All right, first drive, second drive. Both actually better than I expected. We got to take this one because it's a little further back. So, got 152 yards to the flag. Wind's kind of down off the right, more off the right than down. I've got pitching wedge. It's a very big ask for this right now, but 9-iron brings long into play, and that there's a bunker past it on the right. I don't want to be there. If I leave this just short, we're chipping back up the hill. Need 2 good swings here. I think that has to sit. Oh my God, that went a long way. Okay, it's on the green. Really quality shot. We got a long putt. I mean, that just hit a huge gust of wind. So we're gonna go a little pitching wedge. Okay, that one's about pin high, but it drew on me a little more. So it's just off the green. Obviously we're gonna take that one. That's gonna be tougher than putting. And it's gonna be a tough chip because that is downhill. 2 decent shots. All right, so this is where that second one finished. I actually paced off the first one. That thing went 170 yards. So gives you an idea of how windy it is out here today. Tricky shot here. Gotta be very careful with it. Should be pretty quick once it gets into the green. It's kind of downhill, down grain, breaking to the right. Honestly, not a bad shot, but I just completely misaligned. I knew that was going to turn, and I started at the hole, maybe to the right of it. So I got to do the same thing, but start at the left. Oh my God, wow, that was quick. All right. We got a birdie look, but it is much longer than I would have liked. So uphill birdie look. Yeah, it's got to turn a little bit to the left. Got to hit this pretty firm. Okay, that was not firm, but it got there. Still got to make this second one to confirm it, though. Oh boy! All right, we will take that. 1 under par through 2. Nice to have a bit of a buffer there, because I mean, bogeys are all but inevitable in this. All right, guys, third hole, par 4, 370 yards. This goes basically straight out, and then doglegs left goes downhill to the green. Basically straight into right now. I don't want to hit more than hybrid, but I got to try and flight this down a little bit, and I got to be careful because a lot of times when I try to do that, I get a little quick and I end up putting the club and missing it left. There's a bunker on the left side of the fairway, so. All right. I spoke that into existence, but it might be okay. Okay, we just avoided bunker. That's actually going to work out really well. Just make sure we hit a good second one. I think it's a carbon copy. Yeah. Okay. Both further left than I wanted. Both worked out okay. And guys, it would have been hard to have hand placed these any better. So we're going to take this one back here. Believe that is the first one I hit. Just a little bit of a longer shot. All right, so we got 120 yards, playing 115 down the hill, but back into the wind. So I'm thinking 130. 130 with my pitching wedge, like a 3/4 swing, just kind of flight it down, flight it through that wind a little bit. Pins on the front right. Just want to make sure I don't go too far left of it because there's a big slope that could take it all the way down to the left side of the green. Just a bit left of it. Ooh, okay, just crept onto the front of the green. Got a putt, but that it's a little closer to the bunker than I would have liked. So, going to adjust a little bit. Hit the second one just a little bit harder. That one's just a bit right of it. Okay, also on the green. So we got options. Basically going to come down to which one's further. Fix your divots, kids. Okay, so the first one actually isn't on the green, it's on the fringe. I was mistaken, my bad. I also think it's further. You guys be the judge. Yeah, it's definitely a little further. So we're definitely taking that one. All right, so it's still a reasonable look. Grain's kind of going slightly diagonally, but it's down and right. Yeah, I think this is just going to break a little right as it gets onto the green. I don't see a ton of movement after that. I feel like it wants to go left a little, but the grain should hold it. So I'm seeing a little bit of right early and then straightening out. All about pace. Yeah, that definitely went right early. More than I expected, and it's a little slower than I expected. So I don't want to get overly aggressive with this one and blow it 3 feet past, but I definitely wanted to get it a little closer than the first one. Okay, well, just one way to make sure it wasn't going to go 3 feet past, just make sure it goes in the hole. About 2 feet here for par. And confirmation. All right, another good par. So we've kept ourselves out of trouble so far, and that's key. Got to be consistent with the ball striking. Ideally, you hit a lot of greens, because then you're just trying to worst ball 2-putt and not trying to get up and down worst ball style. All right, fourth hole, par 3, 163 yards. This is a tough one. It's not that long, but the green is treacherous. So pin's kind of, I guess it looks front left. It's on a tiny little shelf. So distance control and direction here are paramount. I've got 9 iron, nice smooth one. It's a little kind of down off the right again. If I can get 2 balls onto that shelf, it'd be miraculous. Go hard. Go hard, get a kick. Okay, caught a little heavy. Directionally it's okay, just off the front of the green. It'd be a tricky up and down, there's a lot of slope there. Let's do better here. Oh, please do not go in the bunker. Oh boy. All right. Yeah, wind kind of took that one left. We got an impossible bunker shot and we got to do it twice. Oh dear. All right, this is what we're looking at. Second one in the bunker. You can see the first one actually a lot shorter than I expected. That really wasn't a good shot. Second one for distance was pretty good, but now we got this bunker shot, everything rolling away from us. Very, very tricky. All right, so simply put, I got to pop this out left, somehow get it to land soft. I mean, if it takes a big kick, it's gone. We're gonna have like a 45 foot putt. So just gotta blast this out here, left of the flag. Okay, that's an amazing start. Do that again. Chilling. Nope. Stop. Please stop. Please stop. Okay, stayed on the right level. The first one was tasty, but whew, asking for 2 in a row like that was apparently too much for me. So, long par putt, uphill, into the grain. Should turn left to right. Okay, not bad. See if we can get this one closer. All right. This one's further, so bogey. Bogey confirmed. Back to even par. Honestly, happy we limited the damage and only made bogey. All right, guys, 5th hole. This is the second hole in a very difficult 3-hole stretch. It's a 460-yard par 4. Dogleg's a little left. The entire hole slopes from left to right. Hit driver, is downwind. Get it left of that bunker out there, give us a shot to the green. And then do it again. That's probably in the bunker. Oh, wow. Okay, so it went over the bunker and kicked left. That's alive, somehow. That should have been in the hazard. Now, that felt like a good hit. I think I'm misaligned. I got to aim way further left than that. Make sure we don't do any worse here. All right, that's better. It's a little high off the face, but it is right down the middle of the fairway, so that isn't going to hurt us. But we will have to play that first one, and that could give us a bit of an awkward lie here. All right, so first one finished here. This is going to be tough. We're in the rough. We're on a downslope. It's downwind. There's a tree short of the green that protects the front right side, and it's kind of right on line with the flag. Got 163 yards. I've got pitching wedge out. A couple things. It's downwind. The downslope means it's going to come out a little bit hotter, but because of that tree, I also got to make sure that I get it up in the air. So what I'm hoping is I can kind of just like sneak this up over that tree, get it to land just short of the green, and if anything, just chase up. Because if I hit 9-iron from here, it's gone. That's the game plan. Let's see if we can execute it. That was incredible. That is just on the front of the green. That is exactly what I was trying to do. All right, let's do it again. Again, looks good. Okay, that one landed almost in the same spot and just kind of died there. So it's just off the front. Honestly, from where we are here, I'm thrilled with both of those results. All right, so two pretty good shots there. You can see the first one landed here, released up. Second one landed here, about 2 yards away, and just stopped. Obviously, we got to take this one. Unfortunately, it's just outside of the range where I'd want to putt it, so we are going to have to chip it, which obviously is going to be a little more inconsistent in general than if you were to putt. Not super complicated. Good news is we're chipping uphill. But it should turn from left to right as it loses pace. With it being downwind, it's going to be a little quick. Go, 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 go. All right, okay, we'll take that. Start. A little mark on that one. All right, let's see if we can do that again. Wow. All right, not bad. That's a little thin, but not a bad miss. We're gonna have to take that one a little further. It's not far, but it is further. All right. About 2 feet, straight uphill, into the grain. Par on this hole is good when you only have to play one ball. So, in the worst ball format, that is a victory. All right, number 6, par 5. Tough par 5 here. 523 yards. It's gonna kind of go pretty much straight out, and then it takes a hard dog leg to the right. Now, we've got this straight back into the wind. Going forward in 2 is really not gonna be an option. Because even if I hit 2 amazing drives, I'm going to be so far back, I'm not going to have an angle, and I'm going to have to hit like a big cut, I don't know, hybrid or 3-wood. It's got to cut like 30 yards. Water right, not a shot I would play even if I wasn't playing worst ball. So, that being said, I'm going to try and hit a bit of a lower drive, a bit more kind of fairway finder style, because if we're not going for it, let's just make sure we put 2 balls in play. Should be good. Yeah, that's fine. Just got to do that again. Yeah. That's actually what I tried to do with the first one. I wanted to get that little draw that's going to open up the angle. So that one should be perfect. We're going to have to play the first one because we're going to have a worse angle for the layup. And yeah, well, it'll be easier for me to just show you guys when we get up there. All right, so this is what I was going to explain back there. You might be asking yourself, where the hell are you going? And that is a great question. Fairway's back over on this side, over on the left. Green is on that line there. Now, back in the day, these trees, like when this course originally opened up, these trees were nowhere near as tall. I would have actually had an open shot at the green, but I can't do that anymore. It's just, you can't get it up fast enough. get it to go far enough. I have to hit a layup shot here. I've got to go right of this pine tree with a 9-iron, but I have to draw it back around to get it back to the fairway. I could go left and try to cut it, but I feel like I'd have to cut it almost as much as I have to draw it. And I feel like drawing it is going to be a little easier. So, got to commit to this. Go, go. Okay, I didn't hit that great, but I didn't hear anything, so I think it carried. Let's make sure we hit this one better. Yeah, that's better. That one's for sure fine. Let's hope we find that first one. All right, so the first one ended up fine. Second one was just a little further up. Got 111 yards playing 114, back into the wind, back right flag. Tough to get to, tons of slope there. I've got pitching wedge, just trying to flight it down, get it onto that top shelf there. Oh, I yanked it. Come on, get down. Wow, okay, that's just off the left side of the green. Ooh, that's gonna be fast from there. All right, gotta do better. All right, that's a quality golf shot at least. All right, so it's gonna be hard to tell from where the camera is, but this is severely downhill. I think if I land this on the green, I think it's gone, and if it gets past the hole, I don't think it stops within 8 feet. But then I got to consider if I leave it above the hole, I got a tough putt. So not where you want to be, especially when you got to do it twice. Come on, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, proximity isn't bad, but that's a quick putt. Oh, look at this thing go. Bye-bye. Off the green. Oh boy. All right. Uphill par look from the fringe. Should be pretty straight. Uphill into grain, so it's going to be slow. That wasn't a long time. How was that? Oh man, it's a tough hole. All right, that gets us to 1 over. All things considered, it's respectable. We've still got some work ahead of us here. All right, 7th hole, par 4. It's like 380 yards. Straight out, dog legs left. Now, normally I'd hit driver, try and go over the corner of the oak tree on the left side there. But with this wind today, I'm just gonna try and hit the same kind of fairway finder I hit on the last. Pulled it a bit. That's fine. How you doing? That should be left side of the fairway. Just try and do the same thing, just not pull it. That was a little pushy. Okay, it's all right. Right side. We're in play, we got a shot. All right guys, so right side here, I got 97 yards, playing 99. Back into the wind. A pin's at the front, I really don't want to go past it. But I don't think any kind of sand wedge is getting there, so I got my gap wedge. I got to do a real small, kind of punchy one from here. Just want to try and leave this on the front edge. Okay, wow, wind ate that, just short. Try and get this one on the green. Ah, both just short. So much wind. All right, so both finished a little short of the flag. Second one was a little further, but a little further right. I mean, they're very, very similar. I'm gonna take the first one because I think it's just a little bit further away from the hole. All right, so not a very complicated up and down, except that we got to do it twice. Chipping back uphill into the grain. Shouldn't really turn on us. Okay, see if we can beat that. We cannot beat that. Second one's technically further and it's downhill, so one we gotta take, but I can't say I'm stressing out about these. All right, good par there. Short game bailing us out on that one. 1 under through 7 now. 2 holes to play. 1 over through 7. Oh, Christ. All right, guys, 8th hole, par 3. And it is a tough par 3. 195 yards today. It is downwind. Very wide green, not very deep, and heavily sloped from right to left. Now today, I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but the pin's all the way on the left side behind the left bunker. Now if I try to like hoist something up in the air and land it there, it's not stopping ever. So what I gotta try and do, I gotta try and play for the middle of the green and hope that the slope brings it back down to that section. And if not, I've just got to putt from up there. But the idea is to also take that bunker out of play because it is a very tough up and down. So I got 7 iron. It's not full. Got to take something off of it because it's downwind. I just need 2 really good golf swings here. That should be pretty good. Okay, that landed really soft. That might be just off the front of the green, which is unfortunate. If that carried up, that would have been perfect. The draw spin on it. All right, I got to give this a little more. I don't think the wind caught that one. Really happy with the strike and the flight, though. Got to do better than that, because that one's going to be tough. Very similar flight. A little further right, but it kicked hard left, so that's going down. That's taking the slope. Ooh, that might have gone off the back. Damn. I just needed something right in between those. All right, let's go figure out which one of those is going to be harder. Well, we got our work cut out for us here. All right, so that's the first one. So it would have landed just off the front edge, and that would have killed its momentum so that it couldn't get down the slope. The second one landed on the green somewhere up there and kicked off the back. So that is clearly going to be the tougher shot. So that's the one we're going to take. All right, I'm gonna putt this. It's definitely the safer call. This is going to be tough. Lots of break. Very, very quick. Yeah, okay. Got to throw this out left and just like gravity, bring it back down to the hole. Settle, 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 settle. Wow. I don't know if I can get it closer than that. That pin is, I don't want to say it's illegal, but it's borderline unfair. All right. I'll do it again. No, stop. Hit the hole. It's a hole. Oh, okay. Well, wish we could take it. We still got to make a 4-footer to save par. But that was nice. All right, so this left to save par. So uphill into grain. The good news, anytime you have a putt that kind of like trickles down a slope like that, you're always basically going to have a straight putt back up the hill. So I'm not going to read into this too much. Pretty much dead center, a little bit of pace. All right, 1. That is a very nice par on a very, very challenging par 3. All right, 1 under. Why do I keep saying that? 1 over, 1 to play. All right, 9th hole. Really, really good par 4. Tough par 4. Used to be the 18th hole here. They flipped the 9s over at some point. But this is such a good finishing hole. I mean, so is the current 18th hole. A lot can happen here. So uphill, dog legs left. Bunker on the left corner of the dog leg. So ideally, I take driver up over the corner of these trees on the left and go straight over the bunker. But it is a very demanding shot. And we have to do it twice. You can only do it twice if you've done it once, so let's get the first one out of the way. much higher than I wanted to hit it, but it was well hit. Okay, that's past the bunker, that's in the fairway. Wind absolutely killed it because I hit it about 150 feet in the air, but it's safe. So, let's do better. Yeah, that's better. Well, actually, they're very similar. But it definitely isn't worse. Alright, so we're playing the first one. Second one was also in the fairway, just about 15 yards further up. 147 yards, uphill, playing 156. The wind just keeps picking up right now. So, I've got 8-iron. It's not quite a full one. Try and hit it like 170, but I want to flight it down, keep it a little more under the wind. You don't really want to go past this flag, it's kind of at the front. Anything past it's going to give you a pretty quick downhill putt. So anything kind of front edge, I mean even off the front edge is going to give us our best shot. Well, yeah, I think it will give us our best shot. So that's what I'm going to try and do. Sit down, sit down. Okay, just kind of front left of the green. That's all right. Just turned on me a little bit again. That's my habit when I try and flight them down. Got to adjust on this one. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's kind of front rightish of the green. Well, right center of the green, let's say. That'll be below the hole. That's going to give us an uphill putt. I think we're going to play the first one. Might not have held the surface. We're going to go find out though. Okay, so I misjudged the distance there. This is the second one. It got past pin high. It's in a good spot. The first one is also pin high, or past pin high I should say, but just off the green. So that's the one we're going to have to take. We got a tricky little chip coming here. Alright, so tricky little chip here as mentioned. Downhill, lots of turn. The grain is also going from left to right, and the wind is going from left to right. So it is going to be hard to get anything here close, let alone 2 shots. But let's get what we got. Come on, come down, come down, come down, come down, come down. Okay, that's not bad. I just expected that to turn a little bit earlier. So I've got to adjust, try and essentially hit the same shot. Up, up, stop, stop. Okay. 2 pretty good shots. That's further, but that's downhill. So we're taking the downhill one. Yeah, I think the downhill one is definitely tougher. So about 2.5 feet. It should be theoretically pretty straight downhill, down grain. This has to hit the hole. This could literally go past the camera off the green if it doesn't hit the hole. Okay. Whew, all right, don't miss this one. Okay. Putts are terrifying in this game. 1 over par for the 9. Honestly, very respectable in this game. All right, guys, that's a wrap for this video. So 9 holes, worst ball, finished 1 over par, which, yeah, I mean, honestly, it's hard to beat that, especially on that 9. That's a tough 9. There aren't a ton of birdies out there, even when you're just playing your own ball. But in the worst ball format, where it's already very, very difficult to make birdies, and obviously very, very easy to make bogeys, 1 over par is very, very respectable. You know, I've been playing some good golf recently. Like, this is just a great challenge to test the state of your game. You got to hit good shots. You can't just do it once. You got to do it twice. And that second shot, especially if you've missed the first one a little bit, that second shot, there's a lot of pressure. So anyone, I mean, every golfer, even if the only competitions you play is against your buddies, if you get the chance to go play 9 holes and you can play worst ball, do it. I mean, it's incredible practice. I had a 2.5 foot putt on the 9th hole. I'll tell you, on the second one, it's stressful. It feels like you're kind of replicating tournament conditions, which, you know, with what I'm trying to do, I gotta find ways to do that. It's a great way to do that. Now, ultimately, the goal with this challenge is to play 9 holes under par, but you can see everything has to be perfect, essentially, in order to do that. But that is the goal, and I'm gonna keep doing these, you know, sporadically whenever I get the chance, until I achieved that goal. And we're only 2 strokes off of it today, but I mean, those are 2 really, really big strokes. Those are hard to get, or hard to get back, or however you want to say it. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments if you've ever played worst ball before. How did it go for you? As guys, if you're enjoying the content and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment down below. And as always, I'll be back again next week with another video. Cheers, guys.